Hello and welcome to your Illinois Women's Basketball Podcast. I'm Masaki Sugimoto with Joy Figueroa. We are your beat writers for the Illinois Women's Basketball team, and today we're going to recap their game against Virginia where they won handily 86-63, so it was a pretty dominating win. What do you think was one of the keys for the Illini?
Well, first off, they got off to a really fast start, 13-0 run to start the game. Virginia didn't score until 8 minutes in, and another really long run to start the second half, I think 19-5. So they really rode those long runs and just didn't look back from there. Yeah,
and a really big part of those runs was players coming off the bench. Bolin talked a lot about how their bench wasn't up to par when they went to the Paradise Jams and the Virgin Islands, and then today they gave Taylor Tuck the chance and she really pulled through.
Yeah, I mean, he told her that she was going to get the chance and she really took advantage of it. I think she had a game-high 11 points in the first half. She knocked down the buzzer beater to end the first half, which really gave the Illini the momentum. So, yeah, she did. Her number was called, and she really stepped up.
And just outside of that, Virginia, they're about 40th in the RPI. They see some pretty good teams, non-conference and in-conference in the ACC. They had some size to sort of match Latrice White, which the Illini haven't seen very much of this season. But what do you think made it so that they weren't as dominant as they would have liked to be?
Yeah, I mean, their head coach talked about wanting to limit the paint, but, Illinois still outscored them in the paint by a wide margin. So, I mean, I really think at the beginning when they kind of locked down Latrice, I don't think she scored until 7 minutes into the game. But Illinois knocked down the three-pointers. When they knocked down the three-pointers, they're going to be a really tough team to beat.
And they were able to, Virginia was able to get the offensive rebounding, but they only got 13 points off of that, which is somewhere where they feel is their strong suit. So how do you feel that worked out?
Yeah, just like Balant was saying, last year he felt like whenever the other team got offensive rebound, he felt like they scored every time. But now with the length that Illinois has, after those offensive rebounds, there's hands in the face, there's Latrice, there's Jackie Grant. They're all length. So, I mean, getting stops after offensive rebounds is going to be huge for them.
And more with guard play, they were able to take Virginia's top scorer and hold her to only 7 points in the first half when she averages about 19 in a game. So what do you think they were able to do to stop her?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they've really been able to key in on other teams' highest scorers. They have that buzz defense that just flies around and you just barely know what's going on half the time, but they really seem to be able to lock down key players.
And not just defensively, but offensively, the guards like Kylie Simmons, she was able to kind of get her three rhythm going. And this is a team that started off kind of three-point shooting pretty poorly, and Coach Bolin kept saying, we're a good shooting team, it's going to get better. And we kind of waited and waited. It got better last week in the Virgin Islands, and now it's kind of starting to show. How do you think the team has kind of adjusted to their three-point game?
Yeah, I mean, you can say that he wasn't lying about the three-point shooting, and I really think Kylie is like the key to that. She came in as a highly touted offensive player because of her three-point shooting, and she's really shot it well the past 2 or 3 games, and the team's following her. They're hovering around 40% the past couple games, and that's right where you want to be.
And not just her with the three-point shooting, the other players, Ivory Crawford, Jackie Grant getting one. What do you think has been the difference? They've been making those shots, or they've been taking the shots, but they haven't been making them. What do you think has kind of been the difference?
I guess the comfort. I mean, there's a lot of new players, a lot of new faces. The rotations are different than last year. They got to get used to each other. Kylie was talking about today after the game that, I mean, it's her teammates finding her. And once you have the comfort in each other to pass the ball for an open three and then make the shot, I mean, it makes it that much easier.
Yeah, and speaking of, kind of looking forward, Illinois has a 3-game road streak coming up, and the first one is against SIU, which is a fairly good team. How do you think that's going to fare out?
Yeah, SIU is right up there around the top 30 in RPI. Another team that's up there way ahead of Illinois in RPI right now. I think the home crowd really helped them out today, so going on the road is going to be a different challenge for them. But they've really stepped up against higher-ranked teams, especially Kentucky, number 9, in Virgin Islands, that they had a very unexpected win against. So they really bring it against the higher-ranked teams than they should against Southern Illinois.
Yeah, and SIU, what was interesting was they were able to really dominate Memphis, which was a team that Illinois kind of struggled with early on. So that's all the time we have for you today. I'm Masaki Sugimoto for Joey Figueroa. Thank you, and have a good day.